What's up, y'all? It's your boy Eddie Jax. We back with the Drop That Podcast. And before we get into it, want to shout out to our sponsors, Laidback TV, where it's the #1 network in the damn country, over Spectrum, over Xfinity, over 10,000 channels, movies on demand, every sports channel, only $25 a month, every HBO, every Cinemax, multiple languages, Spanish, French, Italian, English, Japanese, Chinese. It's very simplified. You can check them out at laybacktv.com. That's LAYBACKTV.com. Tell them your boy Eddie Jack sent you. I dare you to, and I dare you to try it out on your Android, your iPhones, and your Fire Sticks. Now, back to this damn episode, baby. What up, y'all? It's Film Talk here on the Drop That Podcast. And guess what film we're talking? Guess what film? You think it. You thought it. You know it. Beverly Hills Cop. Axel F. Which, in our generation, it's Beverly Hills Cop 4. But, they switched it up. And it's streaming live right now on Netflix. Yo, I gave it a shot at the film. I wanted to see what it was about. I'm a big fan of Part 1, Part 2, and Part 3. Part 1 came out in 84, Part 2 was in 87, and Part 3 was in 1994. So we've been waiting for this fourth one that they've been trying to get a hold of and figure out how to do it for 30 years. 30 years. And it's 40, and it came out on 40 years since the first one. And guess what? They brought the old cast. Yes. Regardless, excluding Eddie Murphy, the star of the film, Eddie Murphy, the legendary Eddie Murphy, you know what I mean? You name it, best, one of the greats, one of the legends himself, whether it's stand up with Delirious and Raw, or in film with Harlem Nights, Trading Places, Coming to America, and one of my favorites of all time, Vampire in Brooklyn. Damn right. He made being a vampire cool. But we had everybody in it. We had Judge Reinhold, who played Billy Rosewood. We had John Hashton, who played Taggart. You know what I mean? He was in the first two films. He was part of the little trio with Eddie Murphy and Judge Reinhold. We had Bronson Pinchot, who played Sedge. Some people say Surge. I said Sedge. Alright? You know what I'm saying? He came back. Who else came back? Oh, Paul Reiser. He's one of the partners of Eddie Murphy over in the Detroit Police Department. He's in Part 1 and Part 2. He didn't make the cut for Part 3, but he was there in Part 1 and Part 2. They brought him back, and they got new faces to the franchise with Joseph Gordon-Levitt, who plays the, I guess you could say, slight partner of Eddie Murphy. Taylor Page, who plays the daughter of Axel Foley, and the villain himself, played by Kevin Bacon, legendary Kevin Bacon. That's right, Footloose Kevin Bacon. But I watched this film from beginning to the end, and this was the shit. I am not gonna lie, this was the shit. Eddie Murphy produced it, but what gave my, I had to show it, I had to see it myself, but I was kind of curious on what I was gonna get myself into. You know what I mean? I know Eddie Murphy, he's up there, as far as age goes. It's been 30 years since Part 3. He was doing a lot of his stunts. So I was a little worried, but I felt good when I see that Jerry Bruckheimer, one of my favorites. If anything, he's my top favorite film producer of all time. The motherfucking GOAT, Jerry Bruckheimer. You guys don't know who the fuck Jerry Bruckheimer is? I know you know his movies, but would you like me to just give a little example on who Jerry Bruckheimer is? Alright, so Jerry Bruckheimer, he produced Beverly Hills Cop 1 and Part 2, okay? He produced Top Gun and Top Gun Maverick, which is Top Gun Part 2, starring Tom Cruise. Days of Thunder, starring Tom Cruise. Con Air, starring Nicolas Cage, Vin Rames, John Malkovich, John Cusack, Let me see. What else? Armageddon, starring Bruce Willis, Ben Affleck, and Liv Tyler. Also Billy Bob Thornton. He also did Enemy of the State, starring Will Smith and Gene Hackman. Let me see. Pearl Harbor, starring Ben Affleck, Josh Hartnett, and Kate Beckinsale. Oh, he produced not one, not part two, not only part three, not only part four, but part five. All five Pirates of the Caribbean films. All of them. Pirates of the Caribbean 1. I think it's The Curse of the Black Pearl. Pirates of the Caribbean, Dead Man's Chest. Pirates of the Caribbean, At World's End. Pirates of the Caribbean, At Stranger Tides. And Pirates of the Caribbean, Dead Man Tell No Tales. All five films Jerry produced. And if that ain't get you anywhere, he produced the first Bad Boys, the second Bad Boys, the third Bad Boys, and the most recently, fourth Bad Boys. That's right. Bad Boys 1, Bad Boys 2, Bad Boys for Life, and Bad Boys Ride or Die, which was number one for how many weeks on the box office? Yes, I felt really good that Jerry Bruckheimer was returning to produce the film, and I watched it. I watched the action, I watched the stories, how emotional it was, how much action it was, how much it related to the last films, how much did it take a stab into the last films, who died, who didn't die, you know what I mean? Because Axel Foley's boss from part 1 and part 2, got killed in part 3. You know what I'm saying? That was a real deep one. And everything, like a real deep cut to lose one of the casts from the originals. But hey, everybody's still there. It was funny as shit. Cursing it like a motherfucker. It was classic Eddie Murphy. Classic Eddie Murphy. At a rating of 1 to 10. I will personally give this film a 9 out of 10. A 9 out of 10. I mean, I'm old school with it. I would have liked to hear Eddie Murphy's old laugh. He didn't get to do that. Yeah, I'll give it a solid 9. There's nothing wrong with that. You know what I'm saying? It was a great movie. Shout out to the whole cast and the whole production team and the whole team over there at Netflix that did their fucking thing, bringing everyone back. Yo, like, holy shit. I didn't think they could pull it off. They've been wanting me to review this film for the last year or two. I heard there was a whole different version of it, and apparently that scrap, it wasn't good enough, so they made it even better. So salute to them. Salute to Eddie Murphy, the legend. I can't wait to see what else he brings back. He gave us back Coming to America. Gave us Coming to America Part 2. They always said it was not going to be a sequel, and they, look what, gave us a sequel. It's been rumored about Beverly Hills Cop 4, and he gave us Beverly Hills Cop 4. Who knows? As a selfish motherfucker I am, I want him to give us Vampire in Brooklyn Part 2, since everyone's still alive. You know what I mean? Kadeem Hardison, Angela Bassett, Alan Payne, the only one who's not with us. Rest in peace to the legendary John Witherspoon. He was in the film as well. But I would say, let's do it. There's a new vampire in Brooklyn, and his name is Julius Jones. Yeah, but yeah, yo, you guys check it out. Beverly Hills Cop, Axel F, streaming live on Netflix, okay? Well, it's not live, but streaming on Netflix. Yo, check it out. It should be number 1 by now. The shit's killing it on the top 10 countdown. So y'all check them out. I'm your boy Eddie Jax. We out this motherfucker. Subscribe to the page at youtube.com/@dropthatpodcast. We out this bitch, alright? Have fun. Y'all enjoy yourself. Peace.